Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus, and today we're going to be playing some more SpaceX. But for the record, um, the Spoils of Agriculture, Friday Facts for 141 was the most recent. Just referencing that for anyone watching the catch-up VODs, in case we ended up chatting about this again. I'm not sure I'm not a little burned out about chatting about it because the video did quite well on YouTube and a lot of people commented, and I spent all morning replying to comments, and we spent all stream yesterday chatting about it. So I may not have a lot more to say on this one, but yeah, 141 was the most recent. 414 rather was the most recent Friday Facts. So let's get on with the game. Gone live a bit early because I need to finish before 6 o'clock. Not a long time before, but just need to be finished completely by 6 o'clock. So I did a bit more last night. I've been working on a sort of a mini make everything that I'm trying to get as compact as I possibly can, so that we can basically stamp this down on any new planet we go to, and then I have somewhere that makes stuff for me. So it alleviates the kind of, shall we say, anxiety about not having things on the planet, so I don't have to take as much stuff with me. It's based on lower level technology, so it's yellow belts and blue assemblers and all that sort of stuff, with the assumption that, particularly for planets we're going to be exploiting for the time being, we will be sticking to quite low level techs. I do have some bits that I still need to do, particularly the cannons there. We need to build something for that, and we need to stick these on, so we're not quite finished. I did realise I hadn't really thought about the old space platformy return thing. I think that's probably a separate problem. But yes, so we need these guys adding. Do we, or did I finish that off? I'm not sure that isn't the last thing I did. Yes, we do have them done. So yeah, we've got bots and everything now, so I can take that out. So we'll definitely finish off the military side of things. I'll give it all of them. We need to make sure we're producing what we need to produce. So some of this relates to these guys rather than... I'm thinking of that as a separate build, and that somewhere I would sort of put that somewhere else as well. Somewhere quite close to an oil patch or something like that. Because what I'm thinking is that really, when I do this, I'll probably end up, I might need to put trains on and just have a mini 111 type train network to bring the resources in. But obviously this is why, I might find that I need gigantic belts just to bring in material or something like that. So we've then got a way of making those on the planet that's all pre-designed and all that sort of stuff. So that's the idea. What we do need to think about is these things up here. Now, I ended up integrating glass into the build, didn't I? And stone brick as well. So all we really need to do is like some iron, copper and steel builds. What I don't know though is kind of how much to do and where to arrange it, because I kind of set this up, haven't I, that it would make the most sense to almost just extend these lines down and build the appropriate things in the appropriate places. Oops, the practicality of that I'm not entirely sure, because there are quite a few things, but I could imagine like that could grab the iron from there and make some steel or something like that. We need to make concrete, and I've got a couple of places where I'm injecting some sort of, here we go, oil, but they're quite close together, you see, and water. So it feels like that's kind of how we need to do this. One of the tricky ones is going to be the red circuits, I think. But yeah, it feels like that's the type of arrangement we need to try to go for. So we'll see how that might in fact work, and it'd be nice to keep it as a nice, sort of squarish type shape. So the question here is, if I do that, how many input lines would I need? So if we assume we need maybe 2 for that, well, let's actually give a bit of a gap. So there's always a bit of room to play with. So iron and copper, steel, stone. We would then need to leave a 2 gap anyway. So we have more iron, more copper, And then, of course, circuits are copper, so nothing new there. Maybe a couple new iron. Steel we'll just grab. I suppose steel, technically, there isn't really steel, is it? Excuse me. But it's kind of iron. Then we've got a... What have we got there? Maybe we put another copper. It's looking quite big. I don't really need this much production. And these are half lanes, aren't they? So, you know, they're separate there. Another way I could do this, I think, is maybe just, you know, what would be the overall demand? What would we actually need? No set recipe. Okay, so there must be... There we go. So we've got smelters without recipes. If that's got that in there, let me take some... Yeah, so that's feeding glass in there. We've got stone brick there. What else? We've got stone brick there. Ah, there's something here that doesn't have a recipe, so I can actually grab out... Is that finished? No, there we go. So we take that, pop that in there, that'll give it a recipe. I think that's all of them. So if we try and rate calculator that. So in theory, to max supply this, and that's not what we want to do, we would need 6 transport belts of iron, so we wouldn't even need a belt of copper. That's interesting. But we would need a belt of green circuits, so perhaps what I can do is maybe put down some smelters. So if we say we end up with that many coming in, I can always move it, it's not difficult to move that one, but if we say that, because it would be somewhere here, wouldn't it, say? Something like that. And I think this is where I will use modules that we bring with us. But if it ends up, you know, if these get hit by meteorite and it's just destroyed, we'll just, you know, it'll just work without meteorites, without the things. So if we were to say, well, maybe if I take all of that back. So if we had, say, because quite a lot of iron was the thing, wasn't it? So if this was, oh, put all of it in there. That's done by. Moody moody. Copy that up, say. So if it's making, get rid of them. Iron on those, I could just, oops, do that. And then if, let's say another stacker then. I've only got a few, I've only got 2 robots on. Let's do that. I don't really need to be all that fast, so we don't know. Cool. So if we say that this is sort of Cooper, and then maybe, because I said I wasn't going to do stone in that, but if we say we've got, I've got to do some weird arrangement for it, but we got, say, oops, just, you know, let's just go with, I wonder if, I think we have a couple of arrays of green circuits, just 2 maybe, and yeah, that does then require me to make stone tablets here. Actually, is that ratioed in this? This mod? This is why I like the max rate calculator, because I don't find these easy to understand, these ones. In theory, that's 0.6 transport belts though of copper. Wow. If I put, am I not in the? I don't even in the network, am I? So they're not bringing me anything. What about that now? Here they come. How many have we got? So if I hold all of these, does it throw the ratios off? See, what's that telling me? So it's saying there's 0.1. Oh, it's doing it in transport type belt terms, isn't it? So per second. See, the max rate calculator tells me how many machines I've got too many of. So if I was to do that, say, that's too few. Okay. So it's still... Okay. Because what is 1.5? It's clearly not a machine. Is it number of... Must be the items per second, so I'm getting 1.5 too many, as it were. Okay. Right. And then... Say we then have... Well, we also need then... stone brick, don't we? How many then? And what does it do with Proddy? Okay. Except it's not stone brick, it's stone tablets. What's the ratio on these? I think actually I don't need that many, do I? It's just like, because these absolutely thump out. That's too few to support that machine, but yeah, we're getting too many there. So, how many help? I don't know what it means. So one machine is making 0.3, 1.8 a second, because it's consuming. So these four would require 4.2 per second, and this makes 6, so it's too many, and it's for like a third less. So long as that's, well, that requires 1.5, they're making 1. So that's sort of ratioed-ish. So that would work as a... I mean, it's not quite right, but it's not far off, is it? So I guess also if I maybe put prods in there, if I can. Oh, I can. Okay, I wasn't thinking I could. So that's then making 4.7 a second, and these require 4.2, so it's only 0.5 over. Yeah, so that's even better, closer ratios. That's good. Red doobies then, red circuits, because these will need copper as well. Okay. So if I just put, say, I don't know, because they're super slow. We'll just put some on. And it then requires plastic, which would be chemical lab. Ratio is on that offhand in this mod. So that then, well, they require 0.7, and these are producing 4.7, so there's plenty left over. But they also require 0.7 plastic. This is making 3 plastic, so we'd have loads left over. but they're only producing 0.4 per second. Okay. So if I doubled that, I don't think it'd be a problem to support it. In fact, there's still too many, I bet. So they're then making, well, they're requiring 1.4. Oh, so 2 wouldn't quite hit it, but that's fine. Okay. So I think in terms of buildings and etc., I haven't got steel, have I? No. So we would also need some. Oops. Steel. Oops. I don't know why I only put 5 on. Guess I was thinking 1 to 5 somehow, but modules breaks that. Cool. There we go. Right, so, oh, I need a plate in. Like so. So, these then require 2.6, and that then is making 3.92, so it wouldn't leave a lot of spare, but that's fine. Okay, so if we look at this build overall, and I don't have a notepad at all, do I? Maybe I'll use the Windows notepad just to note things down. Because what I'm thinking is that we sort of, you know, do like a 10th of these or something. So if we can, so we would need like 6 steel, and then 10. This is per second, so 10 iron, you know, plus steel basically. That might be tricky. And then, oh, there's concrete as well, isn't it? We'll leave that for a moment. 14 green. But say, let's call it 2. Oh, but that's not a 10th, is it? Is it really only 1.4? So it's per second, isn't it? So that would then be 1.3 red. But the green then needs to add on as well there. And at the moment it's saying 11, which is, say, 1.2 copper. Okay. So, in order to do the steel, I would then, well, if I wanted to do 6 steel, there's no way I'm going to achieve that, is there? I'd be amazed if it's 1 steel. But everything there is quite heavy on the demand. So maybe if we did basically double that, would do 1 steel a second. Diddly diddly bob. I mean, that is kind of what I was anticipating, but I was sort of hoping maybe 10% would work. But a lot of these are very heavy on steel. So that's 1.2 steel, which would then require 5.5 iron. So if we make that, say, 15 iron, then for copper, the demand is coming from, that'll only show with so they would demand 15 copper wire, and that's making 14, so 1 more would kind of work. But that then would require 16 or 7 extra copper. Wait, I think I did something dumb with this because I want to try and hit that at rate. No, I did. I added 5 on. So, whoops, sorry. So they would require an extra 7.4. So we call that a 9 copper. That's making 4 copper. So if we sort of double that up, Add half as much again. And we're probably there. 6 steel. They're making 6 iron rather. They're making 4 iron. I think we could easily double that up. Oh, I needed 15, sorry, not. So that's 4, 8, 12, 16. Crikey. What did it need green circuits wise? I didn't properly check that, did I? Because we might be able to reduce this. They're making 4.7, so I'm making way more. That's fine, I think. I mean, red, I put 1.3, and they're only making 0.7, you see. So, actually, we need double that anyway. Does that require then an extra? So we've got 3 copper, well 2.5. Sorry, we've got a demand of 2.8, and that's only making 2.6. So I wonder actually if our speed would speed that up. Yeah, that's way more than we need. So could probably do 1 on 1, I imagine. Actually cut plastic for anything else. So 2.8, 3.5. Yeah, that's fine then. Okay. I think in terms of number of machines, that's okay. The challenge then, and I should put that in there to remind me. And use it here. Chuck something on the floor then. Challenge then is routing it all around and getting it to work. Okay. I guess the simplest solution would actually be not to be directly pushing it in the top there. And have it... It'd be better if it was like on that side, wouldn't it? As in if I moved this over. Because this could easily go in the middle. How much range cover? Yeah, they'd work even better then, because they'd be pretty much covering everything if I tightened it all up. It's going to be a bit of a pain to move all that over now. I'm going to take a blueprint of it. The whole thing. So that if I do a done, like that one, it's covered. And what I'm thinking is essentially sort of cut, and let's just sort of run over here, because I need to do concrete and stuff as well. That's not actually been factored in. And then, did I include that in the blueprint? No. I was looking at this. This is horrible. I don't like this at all. But there we go. So now if I just cut and paste, idea being that this is maybe yeah. Let's just put it there for the time being. But then this part, have I got some? I guess I should put something here, shouldn't I? So what I need to be feeding in here. So this needs to be like iron ore. that needs to be copper. We'll then need something feeding stone in there. And then of course these are done recipes, but of course iron plate need to be going up here. Okay, so can't paste them as well. Flip it round. Trouble is I want to clip it really, but I got a chemical plant in there. Maybe if I take the chemical plant out, and then it's so it doesn't. Yeah. Take that out first. Grab that. Flip it. Probably didn't do that anyway, is it? But let's put it in there. Let's pop. Was it 3 chemical plants? This is why I blueprinted it. 2. Okay. I think with different rods and stuff, wasn't it? So I think one was all. One had 1. Oh. 1 speed, maybe? Okay. And a lot of rubbish there. Right, let's see if we can sort all this out. Let's give them a hand. Seem to have ended up with a lot of loggy bots. Guess that's where they've been bringing me things and just nipping into the nearest robot port instead of going back into the main system. So I've got over 200 loggy bots. Okay. Where you been? What have you been doing? Silly things. Okay. Stone brick is just using them, isn't it? So so what am I thinking? I'm thinking maybe well, let's build it below, basically. So if we were, say we wanted to do the, what would make the most sense is what I'm trying to think. Because the ideal thing would be to contain it, as I say, in a sort of a similar sort of size area there as that, or like same height or the same width or something like that. I don't think width is going to work because we kind of proved that by doing that before. So height needs to be the thing. So I think what I need to do perhaps is set down, because I actually integrated lasers into this. So defences, you know, it's got it self-defended. So So I think this needs to be the sort of top end. But then also need to think about it in terms of... Perhaps there's then a, you know, a block area for the military stuff. What space have I left there? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So then... we say that that needs moving over, or you know, that could go on top of it or something like that. But if we say that the central edge of the reduction area is this corner here, height-wise, I don't mind having a whole bunch of belts, you know, rolling along this way. Also, don't mind doing splitting and stuff like that, so it will like within this, but I think maybe I need to think of having a little bit more room to do with that. So in other words, as they come out of this, we have splitting. Or they are split. Maybe? No, that doesn't make sense, does it? Anyway, this is like the bottom edge then. So... if there was like a wall here, oops, so they were kind of all popping under. Oh, I'm out of stuff. Let's connect some roboports up so I can restock more easily. Oops. So we kind of need to fit it into some sort of, you know, like square, rectangle type area there, I think. Yeah. Because we also need coal coming in for plastic, see? But of course, neither of these use iron or steel, so I'm thinking maybe steel is the last one here. And then we have like a double block of iron, maybe. How are we doing? Are we restocked? We're not restocked yet. Done now? Done now. Cool. So yeah, if this was like the steel... oh, we obviously want a bit of a gap. I'm just going to get rid of them again. So, 2, 3. In, say, cut all that, put it there. Okay. It's wide enough apart, so. No, it isn't. We would have output there. Oops. What the heck am I? Is it an input, maybe? I don't know. Something like that, maybe. And then, how many actually do I need? So I need 32. Crikey. Oh. Hello, Mia. How are you doing? Long time no see. Hope you're well. So these are steel. Cool. And then we have something maybe... I'm just thinking I could probably put some around the back, you see. How many furnace would it actually... Sorry, I keep taking Twitch. It's no worries, it's not... it wasn't meant to be a... you know, that's fine. I go for ages sometimes without watching any Twitch, so it's not meant to be any kind of attack or anything. Just pleasant to see you again, and welcome back. Cool. So, how many? Just a P of seconds. Some machines have no power. Well, there we go. So, 5.25. How many would we take to do 5.25? Let us do a maths. So that would be 3.43. And so it's that many. So it's 2, 4, 6, which I don't think fits there, does it? But because that would be no, it doesn't. Annoying. So if we were to sort of go. I've got a bit of a gap because I won't need to put turrets in and that sort of thing, or have the option to put turrets in. 2, 3. So if that's the best we could do, fitting the iron in order to have the steel, that would need to be there. That's not too bad. It's a bit big. But then, what was the rest? So I've got 2, 4, 6 as iron. Oh, I put them in the wrong ones, haven't I? That's not. They're not iron. These are the irons. So 2, 4, 6 like that. So we would then need another however many this is, which is 20. So it might work because simply by the fact that, I mean, how many have we got here? 24. So doubling that up, and then one's feeding steel in type of thing, and one's feeding iron into the system. Kind of makes some sense. Okay. So we sort of move all of this. Where would this need to be? I guess don't really need that much space. Maybe there. Quick question. I noticed on tweet you mentioned an organic timer. Well, that is rude. It should fit. Do you mean organic timer? Do you mean which? So I don't know if you've been keeping up. I seem to recall you don't tend to play Factorio. You just enjoy watching it. But I might be wrong on that. But they are doing an expansion for Factorio. So they would need to go there. Need some way then of getting iron ore up there somehow. I'll have to think about that. But they're doing an expansion for Factorio to a DLC. Where are you? So 1, 2, 3. And they've started redoing what they call the Friday Facts, which is a blog series they post. And it's all about the features and new things that are planned for the DLC. And the most recent Friday Facts, 414, they're saying they're introducing a spoilage mechanic, I should say. So a bit like where you have survival games, and when you get food in a survival game, usually it has a shelf life, basically. So what I'm thinking is we put that there, and then I can sneak the other iron ore up here, essentially. So it can then loop that back. No, loop that back. No, that's completely wrong direction. But yeah, so they've introduced a spoilage mechanic. So basically, there will be a planet in the expansion called Liber, where you produce. Well, I can show you if you like. Play base game on off. Okay. So I will show you if you like. So basically, I suppose it's technically a spoiler if you ever wanted to get the expansion, but how would I do that? So if I get the Friday Facts up. So I don't know if you know, I have a YouTube channel as well. And every Friday I do a read through and then do a load of speculation and analysis on the Friday Facts, and just sort of come up with ideas about what other mechanics might be in it, what some of it means, what we're not being told, and all this sort of stuff. So if I switch to that view, this is the Friday Facts blog, and it's called Spoils of Agriculture. And basically, in summary, this thing with the big arm is going to be able to harvest trees. So this is it in harvests. It plants them as well, so it harvests them, spits out a load of fruit, which is this orange thing here, and say plants seeds as replacement, and so it's basically making a little plantation of all these fruits. What you then do is you shell the fruits basically, take the middle bit out, and that's where you get the seeds from, and then you use this new building here, which is the biochamber, and that can take these organic fruits, whatever you want to call them, pulp and what have you, and turn them into other things like an assembler. So in this case it's basically making plastic, so you don't need to use oil to make plastic when you've got this thing. But and in fact, if I do this, open video menu tab, so you see how these have a line underneath, a little sort of white line with a grey bar. This is the spoilage basically. So these items, these organic items, only have a shelf life of well, it's between a couple of minutes and a couple of hours basically, and so you have to process them, you have to use them within that time frame, or they go off, and when they go off they become this thing here. So this is called spoilage, and that's basically just waste, organic material. You can reuse it to a degree, but the big thing with it, it's not just these intermediate products. The new science pack that you make with it, which is called our agricultural science pack, this bright green one here, that also, if you can see on there, has a lifetime on it. So you can't really just stick thousands of science packs in a chest anymore and use them when you want to. You've got to produce these science packs, as you're using them, otherwise they go off and they turn it into this stuff. So you've at the very least, you've then got to have a mechanic you've got to have set up your factory so that it'll take out spoilage. So they'll spoil when they're in machines, they'll spoil when they're in chests, they'll spoil when they're being held by inserters. So you've got to have management of that spoilage. And that's obviously fairly controversial for Factorio, because at the moment we all build our factories just on the assumption that just make more, just stick it in a chest or just leave it on a belt or what have you. And if you do that, you end up with loads and loads of spoilage like this, and then you've got to dispose of that spoilage. But they are giving us a way of doing that. It's not just going to stack up, infinite amounts of it. You'll be able to reprocess it into, this is nutrients, which is basically like, helps you grow or helps you do the chemistry basically. Or these are the new recyclers, and this is just obviously burning the spoilage. So you will have ways of getting rid of it, but the point is it's introducing a very different way of playing the game. So that's a very, very quick guide. But so if you go to my YouTube channel, I do the run-throughs, and I kind of talk through it all there. But it's kind of awesome, yeah. For me, it's very interesting. I'm not the biggest fan of spoilage mechanics in survival games. I find it a little bit annoying. I get it. I'm not totally against that type of mechanic. It's just always it's always, I guess, frustrating that you've, you spent hours making this amazing food or what have you, that you want to eat, to improve your character and all that sort of thing, or keep them alive, for that sort of thing. And then you go to eat it and it's turned into just mush because it's gone off, basically. So it can be a little annoying. But one of the things with it, of course, is you're growing the fruits, because there's another tree as well, which we don't know about. But you're growing them, so they're infinite. You can just keep growing trees, keep making the stuff. So it's not like you're wasting steel or something like that, which is, particularly mid-early game, you've only got limited patches, and for example down here, I've eaten through an entire patch of iron. You kind of won't be able to do that with this stuff, so it'll just be, that one. If that was a plantation, it would just still be there, at the end of the game, basically. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. So I'm reserving judgment as to whether I find it fun. Is the only thing I would say. But yeah, it could be quite cool. didn't do that one, did I? So, which one do we want to make next? I need to put them back because they are... Reminder on the copper one, but we don't want to do copper. Just like that one. We probably don't do that. So I guess... Who do we make next? I guess we make the red circuits, really. So I'm thinking... What am I thinking? I'm thinking... Let's take them... Because I could maybe sort of sneak the stone around the back of these. Or maybe sort of reverse feed the copper or wire or something, maybe? Because then got... Because there's 3 ingredients of these. We've got green circuit, so... well, let's just actually tidy this up a bit first. But yeah, I'm thinking... That needs to be an input of iron ore. Maybe it's a bit further down. So this is not the iron ore coming in. And then we get kind of steel coming out. Chop all that off, I think. There. True, I used to compost when I gardened, so that hit my gardening heart. Yeah, well, this is one of the things that I'm speculating, because I don't know if you saw on that machine, you probably didn't, because I just flashed it up, but the arm thing has a pipe connector on it, which, because its only function, as we know about it, is it picks up seeds, which are going to be on a belt, they're not a liquid, and it plants trees, and it harvests trees. And all that comes out of the trees, as far as we know, we don't know, maybe the other tree does have a liquid, but those fruits are solid things. They go on a belt, they're solid. So one of the things I'm speculating is that one of the uses for spoilage might be to make fertilizer. So you would then be able to kind of, as you say, effectively let some of the stuff go rotten, so that you could compost it, in quotes, and turn it into fertilizer to grow more trees, basically. So I'm kind of, if they put that sort of thing in it, I think I'm more interested in it. If it's just a way of artificially going, all right, now all your stuff is rubbish, so you've got to make more of it, that's where I go a bit, well, it's a bit naff, isn't it? It's a bit rubbish. But yeah, so we will have to see how it all works. But it might be quite fun to have, gardens. One of the things I'm really looking forward to it, I would say, is more along the lines of the mods, and what mods will do with it, because it seems like a perfect mechanic for adding in, like, growing proper forests. That a lot of mods where they have the organic stuff in the game. So this was iron ore, wasn't it? Yeah, they'll have, organic stuff in the game, but it would just be, usually they take the lab and say that make it bigger and sort of say that that's a greenhouse, and then it outputs wood. You don't usually actually grow trees. There are decorative mods, Factorio and that, which I really love, where you can actually put in trees. You can plant trees, where you want them, sort of thing. So if this is some automatic machine so that I can build a great big orchard, because it lays them out in a grid pattern, you see, so it will look like a proper orchard. It won't be the random forest. So if you can, build an actual orchard, and it's, nice organised, and it helps it look like a factory where, it's out in an industrial area, like not a dirty industrial area, but say your blue circuit factory is a high-tech factory, and you can build like groves of trees down the side of a road that goes up to your factory, and that's the sort of stuff I'm really looking forward to. And you can have it harvesting, I don't know, fruit trees or something, and that sort of stuff is, I say, if we can do all that stuff, and that would be amazing. But that's all mod stuff, I think. That's not, I don't think they put that in the base game. But yeah, that's the type of thing I want, to see. I'd really be quite interested in that. That sounds a lot of fun to me, but I can't see it being base game stuff. It'll be mods that add it in. And like, I mean, one of the things I've said with it is, an obvious thing is, because one of the planets we know about is going to be cold. We believe it's it's an ice planet. So logically, or you would think, the engineer would work out, oh well, if I grab ice from the ice planet and take it to Gleba, the organic planet, then I could make refrigerators and I could keep my stuff for longer. But they're not going to put that in the base game. But of course, a mod could easily add something like that in. So I think there's a lot of fun stuff that it's opening up lots of possibilities there. I think for fun and weird and interesting things. So I need to put 3 things in, but they're green circuits. So I wonder if maybe the best thing is actually that I put the chemical labs at the top here, maybe? Which, how many of these do I need? It's 2, 4, 6, 7. I'm not going to fit 7 in, am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now there would be room for 2 there, but getting a bit close to the thing. It doesn't really make sense anyway, because we've got the green circuits separately. So I'm thinking maybe the plastic would be here, and then we could pipe it, pipe the fluid somewhere. In fact, maybe there's an oil refinery here as well. That's what we do in this space. How would that work? Would it be on that side? Maybe on that side. Excuse me. Because this has a recipe that's just oil to petroleum. Maybe it's just a completely different arrangement. There's something like that. And these maybe go either side of that, maybe? So then plastic can kind of go down. What's the major demand on this? Is it not the green circuits there? In fact, what's the volumes coming through? So we would need belt-wise. Yeah, we'd be alright doing copper wire. I think maybe... What am I thinking? If this was doing... Right. So we put one plastic on that side, and that's on the right. That on the other, and that's also on the right then. And we can kind of do something with copper wire. Yeah, send it that way as the sort of secondary one. These are too close though. Need something like that. And then it needs an input here. Oh, that means, no, that has to be the output, doesn't it? Because the major one is the green circuits. Items per second. No, it's the cable. Okay. I'll come back to that. Bring back the original ice boxes. Yeah, exactly. Right back, switch to over to Ash. No worries. It gets into that territory of, because it's a game. It doesn't matter. It's not not important in a sense, but there is a sort of thing of in Factorio where there's a weird set of things that the engineer doesn't know how to do. One of which is, they know how to make a nuclear power plant, but they don't know how to dig a hole, basically. It's like, well, you know, right, it's a game, so it doesn't matter, but it's a bit strange. So that's the iron coming in there. So then these need flipping around, I guess, to do it the other way around. Yeah, pickup needs to be on that side then. Drop off on that side. And so I copy that. That. Cool. And then which way around is your input and output? Other way to that. No. It's fine then. Oops. It's the opposite way around, but inserters are correct. Output. Okay. Okay. Oh, what we could do is just do a cheeky. If this overrun line plate. Need to be even further over. So maybe. Can blend that in basically. If there's any left over. That's iron ore coming up. That's also iron ore. I think I'm gonna put a little reminder of how I've done these. For the time being. But what's coming out of here? Oops, out of here is that's the iron plate. Oops. And that's the steel. Cool. We then got, which is which here? So that is then red circuits. Okay. At the moment. So what we would need is green circuits. It's only like half a belt. There's no point having a load of it on the belt for no reason. So I'm thinking actually maybe we split it after that. Oops. Actually, maybe. Where's the... Oops. Because that then gets it green circuits. Now, at the moment we've got the copper wire there. The other option would be to do that style of thing. And that feed. I think that makes more sense, doesn't it? Because then I don't have to go super complicated here. So that's just plastic coming down. Yeah, I think that probably makes more sense. So if that is green circuits, how do we want to arrange this? Because we need... Oh, enough of those. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, that's cool. Right. So, what is that doing? I think that was just me copying it over, wasn't it? No, that's the amount of coppers we need. Yeah, that's okay. So green circuits I think is probably best. Next. How do we arrange it? I think maybe the wires need to be on this side. Oops. So how many of those do we need? So 2, 4, 6, 7 technically. Technical 7. 2. And then, oh no, I've done the 3 arrangement of that, so okay. And then just a couple more for luck, really. So what does that look like? I guess it needs to have an output going that way. And the green circuits sort of grabbing from somewhere there. Or direct feeding. What would it look like? So if this was, say, there. I guess I could also have a belt on the other side. Might get quite messy then. I'm thinking the input copper there. And then this can easily hop over here, you see. That's the copper wire. So I think it makes more sense just to have this being, you know, I know direct insertion is awesome, but for purposes of this, that's really going to matter, is it? Because they're going to need the stone brick, but we can put that over the top again. Not stone brick, stone slabs. Slables of stone. Okay. Let's put the inserters on these. Don't forget. That's the output, isn't it? Let's do that. And that's the input. And then... it's 10 AM and already 36 degrees. I blame that. Wowza. 36 degrees. Is that, that's centigrade, I guess. Crikey. We're having the weirdest summer in the UK. It's basically, we had like one heat wave, which was deeply unpleasant, to be totally frank. Far too hot. And then basically, that's kind of been it. And it's just been, well, literally until kind of sort of a week ago, I was putting jumpers on because I was so cold. And I just remembered I got to bring oil in here somehow. And water. I wonder if they could fit between those, maybe. Yeah, and, you know, I was considering, on some occasions, putting the heating back on. But as you say, other parts of the world, they're sort of sweltering. It's very, very sort of a non-summer, really. Which I don't personally mind. I'm not the biggest fan of hot weather. Generally, but how the heck am I going to get that in there? Because that's far too big. Okay, I'm going to have to move this over. By just one tile. Do their thing. Yeah, it's quite strange. It's assume a bit of the old global warming changing things, but I don't know if it's also whichever it is, El Nino or El Nono or whatever it's called. I reckon it all messes with the weather patterns. Okay, so that one and that one there. I'll just put this here for the time being, but we'll need to route that around. So that one needs to be Wata. Jawata. And then that one needs to be your crude oil. They're still doing the business. Well done them. Cool. So yes, this one needed to be copper coming in, didn't it? From somewhere at some point. Oops, somewhere at some point, somehow, maybe. A bit further off than I thought I was. I thought this wasn't going to take very long at all, but... Oh. So then, that would be the green circuits coming off. That one needs to move one over. And then, I guess we bunny hop underneath, or would it be better if this was the other way around? Well, actually, no, that was... Move down a bit. And it wouldn't matter. So that one hopefully will be green circuits, if we can engineer it that way. Cool. Needs to be the copper at some point. Okay. I do also need coal in, don't I? I forgot about that completely. How about we bring coal up? Sorry to mess you about, robots. I changed my mind again. So if this is coal coming up. How would I fit that in? I guess. I'm not keen on moving that up, but I have left a little bit of space here for some random reason. So I could put that across there as coal. We skipped spring this year. We had a lot more rain than normal, but the heat wasn't going to budge for it. Yeah. I did end up without power twice last week, so that was fun. Was that just was that blackouts then, or? Oh, you know what? I think that's powered properly. But that's in the way then, isn't it? What have I done there? As many people do, I have, I don't know if you call them fantasies, but doing the whole off-grid thing, you know, going and, in the UK, it'd be more like, I think that would work. Some out in the boonies place, you know, not quite the same as the US, where you've got gigantic open spaces of no one there, but plenty of places in Scotland where there is nobody, basically. But, I don't think I could do it because things like blackouts and that. I'm so wedded to technology. It's a bit unreal, really. It's a bit silly for me to be thinking along those lines. But well, we'll leave that bit for now. So this needs to be coal at some point. Is the point, basically. So that becomes coal. Yeah. So I always say if I could have all the kind of mod cons, as it were, you know, internet and all that sort of stuff, then that would be perfect. But I can't really see that being something that would actually happen. So what's the ratio on these? I never really worked out this recipe. So you need 6 to 2.1. Because actually you could just do direct insertion still. But it also puts it on about. So we do that, say. But then it also has, with the spare slot, puts it on the belt. That might work. It's a lot of inserters, that, isn't it? Crikey. Quite a lot of wire on it, I would have thought. And then on there, maybe. Something like that. So that gets both in direct insertion, any excess going on there. On the debris. 2, 4, yeah, and then a couple extra. I don't know why I'm giving it so many inserters, because there's not going to be that much coming up here. But why is that not the same? Oh, it's because I've got that there. Cool. And then on there. No. There. You don't cover. Yes, you do. No. No. Do that. But we could also get this to kind of put the rest onto the other side of the belt. So the assumption is most of it's going to get used up by the green circuits, but whatever's left can sit on that side of the belt, and then these guys provide the actual copper wire, which goes to the red ones. Excellent. So what we need to do is we need both an input and an output for them. A single machine 1.176, 1.05. So the green circuits come out faster than the tablets go in. It's from all the rain. Insane if you ask me. I'm on the Texas grid, so that explains a lot. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, it's made news, that, the old, the problems that have happened there. Probably, no, that'll be fine, won't it? So, we want to kind of insert, because I'm imagining stone brick is going to be, or stone tablet's going to be coming that way. So that's what we'll put in this gap up here somehow. Maybe then, because it's only one, is it? Yeah, it's one actual tablet machine. One stablet, please. And then a couple of... In fact, maybe we could do a job like this. Something like that. Actually, could do, see, is we're putting that on that side, so the stone tablet could go on the other side. Maybe. If they were there. Why is that not up? Because it isn't. Oh, it wouldn't be. Yeah, that makes sense. So if that was the output there, you see. And then this could actually be stone brick coming in, which we need to pass through anyway. Not stone brick, stone. Get a bit of wastage space here, aren't we? Could that fit there? Could, but then the cables are going the opposite direction. No, don't like that. Just wondering if I could just... So... That was the... in there. 1, 2... Because I think I only needed one, like, extra machine. And yeah, green circuits. You always need more green circuits. Yeah, let's do that then. So, we tweak that. So, if that was one extra machine, I need to run and get some. We need some modules. Yeah, this is taking ages. I thought we'd be done within about half an hour, because I did loads last night. I got that all fully up and going. And then it's like, because I still need to add in military stuff to the thing there. Dooby-dooby-doo. So yeah, I might be a bit ambitious of getting to another planet. I could look on here. Where is it? Did I? Check, basically. Now this orbit. Okay. Now it's orbit landing. So that was take us to now this orbit, and that's it, basically. Okay. The question I don't know. Did I ever make requests to warehouses and stuff? I don't know that I did. I'm not sure we had the tech, basically, and I don't think I... Yeah, we made... requested chests. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I never finished this off, did I? Because I hadn't got the tech. I wonder if I can do that now. So, what are you? You are strong boxes. I'm kind of making these just because I assume it might be... Oh no, it's a separate tech still. Okay, so we don't have request warehouses. Okay. I wonder why that's a separate tech then. So we need that one, and we hit again the problem that it needs cryonite rods, which we're not. Because Ren is broken, we're not making them. I'm not sure I fancy setting up a load of request your chests. Yeah, we'll leave that then. Okay. Just thinking I might be able to shortcut it a bit, but I think it'll take a little while longer than I've kind of got there. So we've got a big gap here and a sort of big gap here. So how about I rotate that around? Maybe move it over there. Which side of the belt are you on then? You're on the inside on that side, so that's fine. But then the stone could come that way and we're not. Oops, going too far past our. Oops. Limit here. Yeah. Like that. Oh, it's not connected to power. I was wondering why there was no lights and why it said that. And then realise there's no power. Okay, so let's connect it here. Gotta get me lights in. Gotta get me lights in. Where would you be? You would be on that side. It's still saying no power. Why is it saying no power? Okay. Okay. Now, we should be able to move this up a tad. 1 times tad. And then we can fit the second one of them in, as we had before. That goes that way. And that goes that way. Nice. Okay, let's get some lights on it. Oops. So that shouldn't be on like that. Well, doesn't really matter, same difference basically, but yeah. Cool. Now, that was the green circuit output, I think, wasn't it? Which at the moment is there. Cool. Which means all of that is done. We then just need this, which 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We'll just do that again, basically. So we'll copy this. Array. Didn't hook the other one up, did I? So that needs to go there. So it's not too big, this, in the end. I was a bit worried it was going to end up, you know, mahoosive, but I think that's fine. I did not put the green circuits on. Okay. We have no output. They don't have anywhere getting. I put it on the belt. Nuts. I need to move that over. Okay. No, I need to move all of it over, so I need to move. Oops, all of that. One tile over. And then we need to do some shenanigans, basically. So, we need to... Because they need access to that. Oh, that might get quite complicated. Let's get rid of all of the thingies there. And then think how we might do this. So, they can direct insert, but it needs to be able to get at that. Okay. Another one, doesn't it? So, that would be that there, I think. Because that gives that a direct insert to those. Maybe it's only... No. Hmm. Ah. I suppose if I'm doing it that way, then I could just put them on there. Do I need that one then? I don't think I do. Do I? No, because that's excessive anyway. Because that then gives it access to both things. Yeah, so I think it has to be that, doesn't it? A lot closer to my normal design, actually. Okay, so get rid of the power bars there. Which would be able to copy that one. Oh, don't have a light on it. I do not have a light on the situation. Okay. Cool. But we need some arrangement here. Which is what I was trying to do and I completely forgot. If we move this down one, I think. Because there'll be stone brick coming this way. We don't want the stone brick. So we need to use filter splitters. So we would need to filter this to Cooper cable. Same there. So that'll push the stone brick onto that side, where it'll just stop. And then that puts it on the other side. Probably other ways of doing that, but it's fine. It is fine. Should give it a test run, really, shouldn't we? 43 turrets, wowzer. Blimey. Cool. So it's the stone coming up, this is copper going down, and this should all just be, oops, pretty normal type situation. So that gets them done. Okay, so those are our inputs. It's nowhere near balanced or anything. It's not going to do, you know, spectacular volumes or anything. Next question is routing these around, because we do need, at the very least, stone. Well, there's water there and petroleum. How much do these make? I didn't do any maths on this, did I? Nuts. Okay. So, if these were something like that, wasn't it? Oops. Oh, I've run out of modules again. Who keeps taking all my modules away? But yeah, that needs to be... Oops. We do... Right, so this would need to be... copper ore coming in. That's copper plate. Cool. So I didn't do any maths on these. So I have a feeling this won't actually support it. We look at it as a base thing. Well, what would it actually output? 18. Oh, 11. Okay, might not be far off then. Because we've got speeds in it maybe rather than prods. Oh, I didn't put prods in them, did I? Are we good? Good. So these needed prods in. And then this was... Where's the speeds? They're there. It was 1 speed. So in total, these would need 31. This is make 18. Oh, I don't know that will make work. 34.2. Okay. Does swapping in one of those make any difference? Makes it too small. Okay. So that actually feeds what it... Huh. That's lucky. Yeah, so we're getting 3.2 extra. Could I reroute it? You know, could I send it down somewhere? Probably, I don't know, but send it down and use whatever's sort of left. Might have to take it all over there or something. I'll take it down the side here, maybe. So if 3.2 is coming out... Oh, I didn't build any of this back in, did I? Yeah. Because we need... But then we need oil anyway. Might just be better to add in something here. Because I'm going to end up with a bit of space at the bottom. Quite a lot of space, actually. So I could have a cracking... You know... Because there is another... there are different recipes in this that actually it makes like more heavy oil. But then I've not got a use for the light oil. I guess what I haven't got is solid fuel production, have I? Because... Well, we'll have rocket fuel then. Anyway, there's something here. This, that uses petroleum. How much? Oh, it's only sulfur. Okay. So if you're... how many batteries would you actually need? Oh, you're not using batteries. What's the point of you then? Oh, the batteries are going in there. So in theory that would be using 0.15 batteries a second. And that's making 0.25. So it's like... 0.15 over... Be 2 over... 4... No. 0.15 over... So 15 over 25 would be 3 over 5. So 60%. So it would be... It would demand then 60% of 5 would be 3. That's, in theory, making 50. So that's not even running at 10%. We would need this at 10%. Oh no, we would this to make 5. Yeah, so 2 covers what we need, but we probably need this to run almost at rate. So it would need 30 a second. And this only has 3.2 spare, so could siphon it off. Not really much point. Basically more trouble than it's worth, I think. Okay. So what instead we need to do, I think, is put some kind of mini oil refinery thing at the bottom there, because we also need lube. Oh. So I've got trash, did it? Oh, it's that thing. It's not got any requester chest there, is it? Okay. One of the many little jobs that I need to do. Okay. Okay, and then... Oops. Turn that to requester. Effect. Let's turn them all into requesters. Boop. So it should be connectable, if not connected. Yeah, to a network. And we can just copy this one. Copy it over the top. Nice. There's already 20 on the way. Excellent. I need to get rid of it. Well, what I need to do is test the expansion, because I got a thing where I can expand the walls. Move it up a couple of rows of roboports, but again, little jobs that I need to do. Where were we? Where were we? We were discovering that we'd got exactly enough petroleum production. Excellent. I did need to flip these over, so we need to have half and half. Nice. Don't have a gate, do I? Okay, done. Next question, basically, is what order do we put things in? I'm thinking the fluids at the bottom. Gotta have your fluids at your bottom. Oh, very nice. Gotta have your fluids at the bottom. I guess it's top, technically, but whichever. And is that maximum extent? Kinda. Don't. That's what I'm imagining. 1, 2, 3. This will essentially. Oops. Essentially. Box ourselves. Oh, I did it again. Always leave the little pause when you walk out the area and the bots are bringing you stuff. There's that a little bit of, you know, oh, the bots do it. It's like gives them a lot of personality. Yeah, I need to think about gates because I haven't made gates on the thing. Really complicated in this for some unknown reason. Let's order some in rather than make them, and I can think about where to actually put gates. See, I walked out. So I say they do this little pause thing. It's kind of cute, really. I mean, we do need roboports in this, really, so that we'll have kind of connections across to the other system, and that we can repair anything that gets damaged. We need laser turrets in it. They're quite easy to add, I think, for this one. I could do that. Could I? Something like that. Few rando ones there. I guess we'll make sure there's like some lasers here, but you would hope if they've got that far into the build, or you would expect, I should say, if they've got that far in, we're kind of scuppered. I'm imagining building proper defences anyway. This is just like last ditch stuff, really. Yeah. Scatter a few around where we can. There's a gap, maybe one in there. Potato power pole. Any other little slots we could slip one in? As it were. I think perhaps. Let's just check the map. Wrong button. Yeah, so I don't see any gap, so I think we're okay. But then that thing covers it, so I wouldn't be able to see them anyway. Right, so that is water. I think. Yes, cool. And then there. Needs to be something more like that. Oh, antenna. The antenna's going to get slammed with a coronal mass ejection, so there we go. I haven't even a clue where a tenor is. Right, so that's them. And then I guess maybe copper ore should come in next, because that's the first one we're processing. Maybe? No. What makes the most sense? Don't think it's going to really matter, is it? Because you're going to have to overlap a load of stuff anyway. I think maybe stone brick should be kind of one of the lowest down ones, because I also need to send it over to the main bus. Coal perhaps could be an early one. That makes sense because I've got my copper needs to go forward anyway. Yeah, that'll do, I think. So if we think of copper being a lower down one, because that's it coming out, and it needs to go that way. Go up there, but also be split, like so. What's coming up there? Was that the stone? Yeah, that's a stone. So perhaps this one is stone. Which was the coal? Making a right mess of this. Where is the coal? That's the plastic. So this one is the coal. Okay. So that one's the coal. So just, I love doing these builds. Sort of semi-organised spaghetti. Is that coal? Yes. And then stone brick is here, okay. But as we noted, it needs to come... I think we might do 2 lanes actually of that. So I guess... Yes. Needs to go up there. If the iron ore... Because the iron ore bit's relatively self-contained. So if that was actually lower, quite a lot lower down, that wouldn't be too bad, I don't think. Because then... What is that one? That is the green circuits. So if green circuits were kind of there, or there even, like that, and then we know that they need splitting. We go up there, like that. And then they can continue, but we can put the red circuits there. Cool. So say these are an output. They go maybe there in the end. So these are not going to jump over of this malarkey. Okay. So if copper was next, I think I want to get over a gap. So I need to do a bit of jumping. I'll get rid of that for the time being. Oops. So that is the copper, which we need to split. Oops. So this is the copper, which does the same things as all that. Comes out there. Oops. So this needs sort of a protective wall. Whoops. Okay, so we've got. I think actually if I do that, or maybe it's on the other side. It'd be nice to have the indicators built into it, I think. So this is copper plate coming out. Okay. And then if that's iron and steel, do I want those next to each other? Feels like maybe not as such, but just got to do that blending, but work that area out. And what I could do is actually move that down so that steel is two away, and then this would be the that stone one that we need. So that will end up being stone. Why are you there? Copy and paste file, I think. Okay, so this is. So that's iron ore coming in. And it's copper ore coming in, isn't it? So if we maybe put indicator one's just there. What even is that? Oh, that's the stone. Okay. So this used to be a double, I think. Double. Go that way. Whoops. Oh, I connected that to the wrong thing, haven't I? So, no, I could just do a blendy. Yeah, I'll do something like that. So 2 become 1. 2 unto 1. Right. Yes. Marvellous. We then have room for laser turrets. Good old turrets of laser. Like so. This needs deleting. Equivalent of them there. I've added little walls to them as well. A bit pointless, given how evolved I've managed to make the biters, but it's good fun. So we want overlapping neutral type coverage. Maybe that's the. Can I use that distance? Okay, bit now. What? Why is there a furnace on the floor? Okay, rando. Yeah. Cool. Needs power, obviously. And I guess we need power anyway. We could think this is maybe where power comes in. A couple of power connections for just in case type situations. I'm not sure if it was there. It's not that well protected. Power point there. Guess lights as well, maybe. Doesn't really have its own radars, does it? What would if I put a radar in here? What sort of coverage? Yeah, that'd be good. So if I put one in here. Oh, that'll work. Did it bring me gates? It did. Okay. I think maybe one there. One there. One there. There. Some there, that'll do. Maybe middle. There we go. Oh, no. Okay. And is it covered by... Yeah, so it has protection from stuff as well. So we need to finish these belts off. Should test it really, shouldn't I? But this is going to be the steel. And this is going to be the cheeky feeding of whatever iron is left. Okay. So I should test it really. Okay. I think this is all we're going to get done today because it's already 10 to 5. Oh, done it again. It's Awesome Fortress time. We like Awesome Fortress time. Or I like Awesome Fortress time. Yeah. Okay. So I think maybe this could go here. Didn't really work though, does it? It didn't really provide. The idea is that, or what I was thinking, is that those local turrets could just provide a backup, because these big ones are massive power hogs. And although they provide protection for the whole planet, but if you get 3 meteorites and you've only got 2 of them, then you defend against 2 of them. So I need to put some of these local ones in as well. So perhaps I think about having maybe 2 of the big boys. I have to work out how we do that, and then I can put some of the local ones locally. So we can have 2 of them in the middle, but then I could put there. I want to kind of minimise the use of requesty bots, but I think having, say, 1 there, and because what would be the range on something up to there? Maybe so. Ideally, maybe one in here as well. And then there's a bit of a backup. It's not going to be foolproof, obviously, but it is what it is. Okay. So yeah, then this goes, say, here somewhere. If I just use that as a reference point, maybe pop some power cables in. Oops, missed. With some lasers. Cool. Lights, maybe? No, don't like that. What? Top, maybe? Another radar. Squeeze that in there. This perhaps has request to feed, as I say. So it would be. I don't want 50, we'll just do 10. Make sure it's got its own power thing. We'll just copy that up, but it doesn't make sense because it's got a thing on it. That's maybe. Flip it over? No, flip it over. Looks like it could go there. They're rushing in with stuff. Must mean it's powered. Okay. Oops. Yeah. What's up in there? So that should be that. No. Yes. No. Yeah. 2 of them. Okay. Robo ports somewhere. Somehow. I mean, this one should be powered, shouldn't it? So I think this, because that needs petroleum and stuff as well, which I'm not bringing in yet. Let's think about the military one later. What do we need where? So we need, I think actually, Yeah, I'm kind of combining them. So, trees. This. Okay. So this one needs to be iron and copper. Maybe I'll put indicators again like this. And let's bring all of these over. So we can sort the military feed-offs later on. Probably do actually want yeah, we do, don't we? So that just wants to be a branch, really. Yep. Of course it's one short. Of course it is. There's bound to be some branch for them, isn't there? That's probably want a bit more production here. Yeah, there we go. So we've got some petroleum and some water. So I don't know where exactly I'm going to move them up. Next point is that this middle bit could be removable. I think it probably always needs to be there because it needs the asteroid protection, or meteorite protection, really. Okay, so let's get rid of that machine. Right, now, yes. It's kind of like being a little kid building a fort, really. That's what I always think. Right. So, yes. We want... Does it matter which side it's on? So... That's copper iron, copper iron, copper iron. No. Absolutely does not matter at all. That's good. So... Branch. And... Undy. Cool. Then this one is steel. Just like that. Okay. Guess where's the other steel ones? So that's steel. Is that it? No, not on there. So that's all the steel. Where else is copper coming in? Copper's coming in there. So we've got... Because that's... green circuits on one side and copper on the other. Does it matter? No, not at all. Excellent. So that would be... green circuits on... well, actually... green circuits on one side. Then that needs to be a split, doesn't it? Rather. Yeah. What was it? Green circuits on one side. Copper on the other. Do I need more? I do need more copper. Oh, concrete. I've completely forgotten concrete. Hello, Massive Hole Spray again. Hello. Hey, back in the factory again, indeed. How are you doing? Welcome back. Did I ask you what you're actually, like, you know, working on, as it were? Whether you're building in Factorio, whether you're just sort of waiting on the expansion, or... I don't think I did I? I was so busy yesterday ranting on about spoilage and all that sort of stuff. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Yeah, I completely forgot about concrete, didn't I? Because concrete is stone brick again, isn't it? Oh, and sand as well. And iron sticks. Blimey. That's a bit of an error then. Wonder if we could integrate it. I think we're going to have to, even if we don't want to. I think that's what we're going to have to do. So that was the copper coming in, and that needs to be split. Guess we have copper going up to the concrete. Tricky. There's copper there. Hopefully that doesn't matter which way around that is. Oh, it does. So, what am I anticipating later on there? That was concrete, wasn't it? Yeah, because this doesn't need copper, it needs concrete. So that would concrete needs to be on the left side of the belt. So copper needs to be on the right. Yeah, so... concrete reduction. Although if it's on that side, it would actually be on that side, wouldn't it, the machine? Which wouldn't be necessarily too bad, because I could underground that. So it has to be something like that in the principle of that sort of ish. Stone is a couple of places, isn't it? Okay. It's an idiot. Let's put concrete walls in. Now my work day is done and I get to relax while seeing others work. Alright. Indeed. Well, that's annoying. Actually, I'm thinking maybe I should bring both. The stone is not, and this is a weirdly heavily used thing. So maybe it should be 2 lanes. Diddly diddly bob. Stone. How are we doing on time? I've got to end like promptly. Can't do my usual. Dragging it on past 6 o'clock. Gotta do extra timekeeping today. So if that was actually there, then I could then do a split off there. In fact, no, let's do it as a split off. Gonna combine them back together, and then we should go there. Oh, I'm out of debris. Are we in what range? I don't think we are. No holes or gaps. Okay. Yeah, got a million little jobs to do. There's this bit. Just tested the expansion. I mean, that's not a little job, but it should be. If these things work properly, if this system works properly. There's not a gap there. What's happened there? Oh, I forgot that I need to expand the solar as well. Oh, yeah, we didn't. I didn't put this gap in. I blame the bots all the time, but it's me that's lazy. Right, let's take that there. Do another few rows. You're building more an iShop on eBay, a little notebook for lazy surfing on the couch. Okay. So there's nothing in here, and it's not very easily accessed by train, so I'm kind of thinking I'll just stick in a load of solar panels. Because I managed to, with this build, the steely one here, it's pyroflux and it's all, no, not that one. It's mad science. It's hugely demanding of power. It's like 500 megawatts, which, you know, we cover, it's no problem, and I can turn, any time I want, I can turn the nuclear back on. So long as have I turned it? Yeah, there we go. It's all turned off. You can add that back in, and that's like 3 gigawatts, I think, something like that. But because I've not really set up, you know, well, we can't even unlock CoverX, so yeah, so a bit problematic. We're just leaving it running essentially, but. Fence here, I think. Is that 1 up or 2 up? 1 up. Watch the Xbox showcase after this, just to see if I know what's going on. It's the whole Summer Games Fest, which I don't imagine my audience is. I've done it before. I've been chatting away about it, and nobody cares. Because most of my players, which is fair enough, I fully understand it, but they mostly just play Factorio. That's the only overlapping sort of game, really. Which I fully understand. I mean, it's one of those games, Factorio. Yeah, I need to think about that concrete build. What else do we need to plug in? There was the whole greeny ready circuit malarkey, because maybe if I shorten that, because what we need is like now a combined red-green one, so I might as well do something like that. But we need because that's the green circuits there. So we do something like that. I could maybe have this coming through here instead. Get your ready greenies. And we do. Oops. Bit tighter, isn't it? And then we need loads of iron plate. Loads of iron plate. Yeah, watch the showcase, find out which studios they're closing now. So, I have a feeling, yeah, I need iron plate there as well, don't I? In fact, I've ended the copper, but I actually need copper up there. It's daft. Maybe if we do it, oops, like that. And then that could combine with, where's the iron? The iron's there, okay. I don't know why I've done 2 lanes here, this is silly. There's nowhere near any of that sort of production. I don't know if it was a reach issue. I'm just going to take this out for the time being. I can kind of sort out where that is. Is that then? Probably into spaghetti territory, aren't we? It's in the way now, because obviously. Right, so that's the copper, that's the circuits, that's the steel. Stone is not connected. Like that. It is now. And then that was copper, and then we got this concrete that we need to sort out. I'm wondering if maybe we put the concrete down the bottom here or something. But then I would always... But then I'd have to always build that anyway, aren't I? Even if it doesn't have the military stuff in it. Okay. Think about that later. Iron plate. More iron plate. You see, it's daft how I've done this. Which is the iron plate? Iron plate's that one. I think I'll have to do a classic spaghetti. Belt's going all higgledy-piggledy. Like that. Like that. Spaghetti classic. Hopefully I've hooked all the right stuff up to the right stuff, but yeah, never know. Yeah, never know. Okay. Don't really have good Roboport coverage down here. I don't think that matters, hopefully. Why did I put that there and not there? I think we maybe pop one in here, you see. And then it's a bit better distance-wise for repairing any lasers. We can have another power pole here. I don't know why that's randomly there. Should be more like that. Another laser turret. 2. Move that over. We squeeze one in there as well. And yeah, that's pop one in there. Okay. Factorio is very addictive, especially for a monk brain. You have to build everything in line and tidy. Yeah. I sort of try and get away deliberately. Try and get away from it there. I quite like spaghetti bases, you know, where you see mad belts going all over the room. It's just like, well, what's going on? And I love the look of them, but to some extent, I find them difficult to do, and I sort of deliberately try and do them because I do like the look of them. But you sort of, once you've learnt a few rules, or you've got a few rules for yourself in your head, it's difficult not to follow them. It's like one of mine, the classic ones, as it were. I have several, but one is an in-out, always in there. So if you're building, you do this basically, and I use this pattern, generally speaking, as a general rule. Turns out Millhouse builds like this, but I never used to watch Millhouse until after I'd sort of seen him doing it. And then you've got, basically you've got the option of the outside one as well. So the idea would be anything you're building, almost everything, the maximum number of inputs it has is 4, so you can half belt. And you've then got a nice, tidy, neat, situation like that. You can do that, like that. So that'll fit most situations. And then you can put beacons down the side, good old beacons, because those will fit across. You know, the reach of those will mean that you can have your beacons on the side, and they, you know, because you can build it like this from the beginning with grey machines, obviously with yellow assemblers, but you get reds very quickly. It still works with, you wouldn't be able to quite cover it in this way, but it still works with wooden power poles as well, because it gives the coverage, reduces the number of power poles you need as well. You don't need to put one on either side. And then, you know, it works really well with a bus. You know, your bus items are coming along here, and you send them up and send them across and all that. And then you can add that to the bus. You've also got room, put things in storage chests if you want to do that, and also with put roboports on. And you see, it's an instant template basically for doing anything essentially. And if it turns out the items are like super heavy, it's also easily expandable. I say one of the things new players particularly get into trouble with is, you know, why they end up with spaghetti is because they cross things around the back. So they'll beat something, and then they'll, instead of having the output come in the opposite direction to the input, they'll do it like that, and then they'll send it off that way, and then like, oh, but I need 4 more machines. Where am I going to put them? I'll put them up here. And then you're spaghettiing around, and you're like, oh, right, and I'll just send, and I need that one to go that way, and then suddenly it's all trapping itself, and you've got a lot of mess going on. Whereas if you do this output in the opposite direction to input approach, there's your sort of design principle, then this is just infinitely expandable. You just copy it up. Boop. 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 As many as you want, and obviously your limitation is your belts, and then maybe you upgrade a few belts and have more throughput, etc., etc. So I say that's my sort of design principle. I should do a proper video on it at some point, but that's my sort of design principle. And the trouble is, it then, you know, it solves all problems essentially, because you can also do, say, even if you didn't bacon it, then you could put a second belt here, and then you've got reach across there. And if you really wanted, if you needed a third thing for some modded thing, you've always got the option of undergrounding and double inputting, so you can get access to 3 lanes of belts there. So you would give yourself some bacon trouble, but maybe you don't want to do that. Yeah, so that's my classic build approach, and it works for just about, I mean, it even works for chemical labs. You can put chemical labs in, although I did a different thing that I did actually copy off of Catherine in the Sky, but yes, you know, can even do it with chemical labs. Works perfectly fine. So yeah, I guess the other bots have been assigned to that. I don't know why my bots aren't picking it up. There you go. Yeah, they're on there. But say the problem is, once you've learnt that and you've done it like so many times, like I have, you know, thousands of hours, to then come along and go, right, well, I'm going to spaghetti, is actually quite difficult. You just end up building things like that anyway. Okay, so what I should have done ages ago, let's move these down here. We have pipes to connect up as well. Move that. Move that. Then... yeah, I should do some proper videos on them, but my biggest problem is always time, because I've got a full-time job that usually leaves me a bit knackered at the end of the day, so finding time to do the videos is a bit of a pain. Struggle to do the Friday Facts ones. I always do them, so I've kind of agreed with work that I'll do more time during the week, and then I can get Friday afternoon where I don't work. But I have then done a week of work, and then I'm doing a 3-hour video record and a sort of 6 to 9 hour edit. So yeah, all gets a bit much sometimes. Not that I'm complaining. Except I am complaining. Right, so let's just double check that I have connected the right things to the right things. So we should have iron and copper here, which is what we got. We should have steel here, which is what we got. We should have stone here, which is what we got. We've got iron plate. Yep. Copper and green circuits. So that is copper, that is green circuits. We've combined that up, and that's the green and red. We've then got bonkers iron plate demand there. Steel again, is that steel? That's steel. Steel there as well. Then we've got copper on one side and concrete, which is what we need to fix. Unfortunately, it needs to go on the other side of the belt, which is very annoying. Got the end of the stone there. And is that iron and copper? That's copper. That's iron, yeah, okay. Right, so we need to connect the fluids. In more ways than one, because we need to process. Whoops. Put that there. It's not going to match up very well, is it? So this is water here. Oops. That's water there. If I maybe cheat that one, that's better. Now, we then need... so, that is like that. Or do I put a chemical lab in there? Because we know it actually produces about... but we don't do it because that's a different recipe. Because we've got the oil here. Oh, I'll have to align that. Oh, that's done. So I'll put that more like that. Because I've got the oil here. So we probably want another, yeah, we'll need another chemical plant there. So. But this is oil rather than those two. Yes, and I got all these blueprints done for the 32x32 grid and a 4-lane main bus. Okay. Well, I can show you a simple blueprint of my first level smelting and manufacturing. Could do. I mean, you won't be able to post it in chat or anything because it has like links turned off because I get so wrapped up in the game and I don't really have any mods, so I tend to block. Well, not tend to. Links and stuff are blocked, so I'm not sure you would be able to share that, but yeah, could do. Oh, excuse me. So, where are we going to make concrete then? And where are we going to process this oil? Concrete's a bit of a bugger to make because we need stone, sand and water. Plus iron sticks. So we do have iron right here, don't we? This is iron. So making iron sticks would not be too problematic. We have stone there. I could keep that going. We can make sand. And which was the iron? That's the iron, isn't it? So maybe... So if this was the thing there... Then if this was crushing sand... Because the water's right there. And that is iron plate? That is iron plate. So I can put that up exactly where it was and not have any need to move it at all. So that could be the iron sticks. That could be the water. You've got the sand crushing. Smetelta. That. So it's getting sand, stone brick, water. Excellent. So, difficulty now, I guess the question now is that it needs to go onto that side of the belt. I guess of course it does. That maybe? I mean, that's nowhere near enough. I mean, the whole point of this is it's like one machine, you know, making concrete, and it's trying to make roboports, and it's like it'll make one after 1,000 years. But the whole idea is that I just plop this down when I get to a planet. You know, I bring all of this with me, basically, this production, and then maybe a whole 111 train system set up. So I need a bunch of rail and stuff as well. Is it making rail? I think I've just realised I didn't put any rail into this. I didn't. Oh, wow. I completely forgot about rail. Dang. Okay. If it's there, I can't see it. Is it not up? Yeah, I didn't put them down when I was listing all the stuff out. Oh. Oh. That's exceedingly annoying. Because it's an absolute pain in the bum to make that stuff. Oh. I'm afraid it's taken whatever you did there as spam. I don't know. There's no worries, by the way. I'm sure you weren't spamming. I don't know what it was. I don't know that. I can release those basically. Unfortunately, because I've never been a mod on Twitch, I don't know what the tools are. And I so rarely get... All I really get are, you know, these bots that come in and offer to... You can buy followers. So why would I want that? The first ever smelting blueprint. Okay. Well, was it the... did you place in a blueprint string? It would have interpreted that as spam, basically. You'd have to, like, send it to me on, I don't know, Discord or something like that. But I just don't use my Discord. It exists. You might be able to do it on YouTube or something like that, maybe. There's somebody... Oh, you followed me as well, and it didn't play a notification. This is going really well. I don't understand what's wrong. The problem is, I use the Streamlabs for notification. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Sorry, that's... sorry I didn't see that. Follows... So if I play this test... See, I hear that, and that's come through on that. So why did it not do it on the... Follow alert? Maybe the link's wrong. No, it couldn't be wrong, because how would it play it? Or maybe the Streamlabs isn't connected to my Twitch properly. So it can't... That would have to be what it is, wouldn't it? That box Streamlabs. Add a source of software. They messed about with it, basically, Streamlabs. They've messed about with all of the settings on alerts. And it seems to play me, when I do the tests, it plays it. When someone actually does a follow or something, nothing. Of course, I might just have not have noticed, so there's that. But stream desktop plugin. I'll have to see if that's all set up, as I would expect. But... flipping thing. Oh, you heard the notification? Oh, so it's just me. me not noticing then. With BTTV, I can still see the text. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is then. Me just being unobservant again then. How are we doing? 5:30. Okay. So, massive realisation that we don't have any rail stuff. That's not good. What would we actually need? We would need signals. Guess both types. We'd need stations. And those would need sticks. We would need... Now this is where it gets not... Well, we'd need them, and they also need sticks, but this is where it gets nasty, because we need locos, which we need high gears and multi-cylinder engines, which are multiple single-cylinder engines. We would then need cargo wagons, and possibly fluid wagons, which are pips and tanks. So I'd need to squeeze all of that in somehow. What does... Let's solve one problem at a time. We would need an oil refinery. So if that's making the... Well, let's look at it. 50, 100, 10, 100. That makes more heavy. Okay. If it has produce in it, how much does it actually make? So it makes 22.72. All I'm losing the loop for is the big engines. And I don't think it's making big engines, big motors rather. So in theory it would need 0.15. That produces half of that, which I say I'm accepting. But in order to run that at rate, I would need 3 loops. That produces 10. Okay, so we'd only need to run it at a third. So if that's pumping out 22 point odd, way more than I need. So 10. There's only a third of that, so I'd need like 4 or something, or 3 or whatever. So way off the other scale. So if we switch that to the light one, oh, we're getting 3, but we know that's fine. Okay. So if we did the light one, we would get 4 petroleums, and we know we need tiny amounts for this, don't we? Although we needed that to run, yeah, basically at rate. So we would need 30. We didn't produce anything like 30. What's the other recipe? It's 30, 20. So we would need to do cracking. Let's set that in, didn't I? We would need to do cracking. So it's making 9. Oops. And we set this to that. Maybe give that speeds. So it produces 9. That pressure's 28.5, which is way over. So prods are probably worth it anyway. 15 versus 9. Okay, all prods then. 8.25 is not enough, is it? 9, okay. So we do it squared. It's so that becomes only 11. It's only getting 14 petroleums out, which is really that only running at half. Is 1 a second enough? Because didn't I need a tenth of that or something? I need 5. So, yeah, so it's a 10, so it's actually 0.5 I only need. And that's 3 petroleums. So actually that would have been fine, wouldn't it? Like that. So actually, what we could do is turn that into solid fuel, maybe. Oh, I don't do that in this, do I? Okay, so maybe we... Why have you dumped that on the floor? Better Twitch TV browser plugin. Oh, right, okay. I guess it's just hidden in chat then, because it actually said in the thing that it deleted it, but it must have just hidden it. So that would be that recipe. And then I would need to convert that to Rocket View, which is fine. That's the whole thing of that. But I can do that in a separate module. Because I imagine there's going to be a rocket one. Which I thought we would get that done today. We hadn't even started it. And it's 20 to 6 and I got to go quite promptly. So that's not a sensible situation, is it? So, if that was... Because it's the wrong way around this and we can't flip them yet. We can't flip in, flip them. We can't flip in, flip them. If it was, say, here, and that's really close to the edge. If it was there. Would that kind of work? Because it's too big to put a yellow belt, yellow underground around. And the trouble is I need to use this to make rail stuff, don't I? Yeah, how about we put it there? And then split the water. We can get the crude in there, no problem. So this then isn't heavy. It's crude. This is more water. And then the petroleum, we kind of hunt that way. I like so. And that's water. Thingy. Let's just do it like that. So I need a light there. And I don't know. Light there. Fighting my anti-spaghetti instincts. Okay. Oh, why did I block that off? Because what I need to do is send that over that way. I mean, I'm going to have to do that anyway, aren't I? Because we can't have a backing up situation. Yeah, we kind of need pump controls and all sorts of it, really. Okay, but that will function. In quotes. Cool. 540. This is a way bigger job than I was expecting. Oh, hello, inconspicuous leopards. Is this a mall module? Yes, that's the kind of idea. Welcome to the chat and welcome to the stream. I saw you follow me on Friday, I think it was. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're having a good day. We are, I'm afraid, about to end in about 10 minutes or so because I need to go before my scheduled end time of 6. Yes, welcome along. Yeah, the idea with this, I mean, I'm putting defences on it in case, you know, it's a planet with biters. But the idea is when I went to, I've only literally been to like one planet, basically. So, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. I've only been to Ran. And as you can see, Ran got hit with a meteorite, and I hadn't put enough meteorite defence on, or I get hit with several meteorites, and I'd completely forgotten to leave repair packs, and so it's just dead. And unless I go there, or I guess maybe send a rocket there or something, then it's not producing any cryonite, which is what we need it to do. So all my science has stopped. So the basic point is that I mean, I really only did this to get logistics chests, so it's fine, and I'd already anticipated coming back here. But the idea is to have something where I can basically plug in the resources, I can stamp it down, I can take those number of machines with me, stick them on a rocket, you know, cargo rocket, come to a planet, and then I've got a thing where my bots can just build it, and it's done. And it'll have this on it as well, because this was the other thing I found really frustrating when I was there, that I'd basically built all this, then I realised, hang on, I've got to get off this planet, so I've got to build all this and that, and of course you need tons of fuel and tons of the things, you know, the rocket debris, in order to build a rocket to get off the planet. And that was all fine, it's just I should have been building it from the beginning. I should have just stamped it down. I do whatever messing about I need to do on the planet, and by the time I'm finished there's a rocket ready to take me, because I'm not anticipating sending at this stage stuff around the system by rocket. I'll use the shooter things, but the idea is to have something that I can just land on a planet. I've got all the stuff in the rocket with me, I build it. It has a bit of defences integrated, but more as a backup, you know, so that I can actually then just have it self-protected. I can hook up resources that I need, be that with trains or belts or what have you. You know, I'll take miners with me and that sort of thing, because I arrived here with tons and tons of stuff. In fact, I think I left a load of it behind. Oh no, it was just scrap. But tons and tons of stuff, and it was like ended up being useless. So, you know, we need solar panels and all that sort of stuff with us, but, you know, it's fine if I just leave them there as well. So, yeah, the idea is it's a thing I can stamp down that's super compact, builds yellow belts, you know, inserters, all the machines that I'm going to want. And I can also just then leave it on the planet, and it'll have bots in it, and it can, you know, repair things, replace things. If I realise actually I need an extra... I should have left it on Ran. But I need an extra, you know, set of solar panels or something. I can copy and paste them, and eventually it will build them. Nowhere near any kind of speed, but it'll be ready to go. If I need to do core mining, some of the things I'll take with me as a standard set. But yeah, and then I'll know what to put in a rocket. Because there was a bit of a paranoia when I went there of like, well, what if I arrive and I realise I've not got some stuff that I need, and there's no way of building it, and it's one of the things that's holding me back, I think, from expanding as well, because I'm being a bit overly cautious about, well, what if I get there and I've not got any stuff, you know. I've been watching on YouTube for a while. Oh, cool. That's not the way I did it, but that's one of the nice things about the way it's balanced. There's so many valid ways to do it, yeah. And, yeah, I mean, I don't in any way think this is the most efficient or sensible way of doing it. This is obviously my first time playing this mod pack, and, you know, I'm pulling a lot of stuff that I usually do through, and I don't actually think a lot of it is the most sensible way of doing things, but it'll let me sort of push my way through the the expansion basically. Okay, so no trains, no trains. I guess I could build the trains on this side, and we do like a separate module here, because this is the thing I've forgotten as well. I kind of just sized that in order to build just this, and of course I need to build the train, I need to build the trains, but I need to build the rocket parts now as well. I'm actually wondering if effectively what I do is like have a, imagine that on the bottom, and I could have used the bottom area to build all of the rockety bits. We could process fuel more effectively in a proper area, because we need loads of it. These cargo rockets are daft. It's probably my only real criticism of what I've done in the mod. The cargo rockets are just insane. And I get, there's the gun things for sending things around early mid-game, and I am using them. But I can't send me there with them. And you can only fire, you can only send raw ingredients, basically, and intermediates. Some intermediates. So yeah, I'm not sure about these gigantic capacity cargo rockets. They're just more of a pain than anything else. Okay, enough moaning. What we're going to do next? I think maybe what we might do is end, to be honest with you, because I'm not going to be able to do anything of any value, I don't think. What we could do, I guess, is just go and start setting up some requesters to bring stuff in. Yeah, how about we do that? Because, I say, having realised I've made that error, I've not finished the military bit, and it's a whole different build to do the rocket parts, and we got 10 minutes. So yeah. Okay. Because this, I'm not going to run with this rocket that's left here. And in fact, I don't think I've got any actual rocket parts for it. It's a long way away. Okay. So. Right. Where's my things? Question then is, what do I actually want to take up into orbit with us? Also, I went back a couple of times after different beacon unlocks, but that's good for the temporary brood stack build. Okay. So you do actually, because I know you get, I mean, I haven't actually got to beacons. This is how slow I've been taking this. Because I think they're trapped behind Vulcanite, aren't they? Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to get to. That's the next kind of objective, really. But I need Vulcanite, or whatever it's called, the production science pack, in order to get there, basically. Yeah, like coal liquefaction. I really need coal liquefaction. What do I want to take with me? I mean, we could take a load of raw stuff. And this is the other thing. I have an insane number of barrels up here now, because I've not been sending them back in any way. I mean, what does the... Oh, does this space stuff use? Is this low density structures, heat shields, and steel? Because it'd be nice to like properly expand a bit. Not quite a lot of them. So I think maybe if I do bring in like a load of like working materials. Oops. Maybe we bring in quite a lot of that. Oh, just a bot day. And then what about iron maybe that. Point actually I need to think about more about how to send stuff back again. Let's go with no, not on here. Lost them. There we go. Fill that up actually. Cool. So that's that. What else? Let's bring that stack of plastic. Silver. Should have explosives, I think, yeah. Okay, oh, I did glass there, didn't I? Maybe just some stone. No. I kind of think everything, because as I understand it, you eventually get a which I'm quite a long way off, but isn't too far off, I don't think. But you get a space elevator system, so maybe I should bring. Have I got any cannons? Yeah, we could take some of those and I could shoot some stuff back straight away. I think I've got a lot of canisters up there, but let's make sure we've got enough. Now, those things. Yeah, I think if I take a bunch of modules. So what else? I guess I could take some air packs. Bang. What are we doing? Oh, it's nearly 6. Okay, I need to go. Very, very nearly 6. Yes, so I need to go. Stop messing about. Right, so, yes. Did I read the Errand Devil? Sorry, I didn't see that one. I don't know. Is that on space exploration? You have to be like, are those public? I sort of assumed they were behind the Patreon. But no, I don't read those. I'm guessing they're actually quite useful for knowing what's coming up in Space Age, are they? But yes, anyway, so I need to go, I'm afraid. Public on Discord. Oh, cool. I might have to take a look at them. Yes, and have a good day as well. Massive Holt's Place. What was I going to say? Yes. So I usually just promote my YouTube for anyone who's new or hasn't seen them before. Every Friday I do a read through and analysis and speculation and have a lot of fun with the Friday facts. So that's kind of one of the main things I promote. But you'll also find all of the VODs for this series and a whole load of other series that I've done on other games, Satisfactory and Dyson Sphere Program, Tectonica, but loads and loads of Factorio playthroughs. I say loads and loads, it's about 6 or something, but in terms of hours, it's loads and loads. Yes, so if that's of anything, excuse me, I enjoy the speculation. Oh, good. They're great fun to do, and they seem to have been quite popular the last two. So I guess people are really hungry for details about planets rather than quality of life stuff. But I think that's understandable. Anyway, yes, so that's it for this week. We will be back exactly the next same thing next week, basically. So Saturday, Sunday. 3 o'clock British Summer Time up to about 6 o'clock British Summer Time, playing space exploration. We'll keep going with SpaceX until I get bored, I get annoyed with it, or basically Space Age launches. So that's the plan. And I'm really enjoying the mod. I'm just being very, very slow. So yes, so that's all I had to say. I think. Yeah, cool. So if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Tris Magistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.